Chile is known as the UFO capital of the world, and now it's shocking global experts with a weird sighting. A UFO just crashed in the Chilean forest and was caught on camera, but when others went there, it suddenly disappeared. The government is investigating this new UFO sighting and comparing it to previous sightings from Chile that shocked the world. UFO in Chile.
¿No estabas grabando, hijo?
Claro que sí estaba grabando.
¿Estaba en cero? No habías apretado nada.
Claro que sí estaba grabando.
Ya voy, esos bichitos chiquitos que tienen ahí, que ponen que saben una trampa que pone la gente ahí.
¿Y se va?
Mira, estamos aquí en el carro, todos viendo eso. Tuve que estacionarme, mire, me estacioné aquí.
Just before dusk, in rural Chile, a family heading home along a narrow forest road found their quiet evening transformed into something extraordinary. They were shocked, confused, and filled with urgent disbelief. And now, the video of the UFO that crashed in a Chilean forest has spread online. They actually had no intention of stopping until something strange in a forest clearing to their right forced them to pull over. You can hear the driver say, "Tuve que estacionarme. Miren, me estacioné aquí," which means that he had to park when he saw something strange, and his mind was trying to catch up to what his eyes were witnessing. What happened next left them stunned. Looking closer and taking a video at around 6:29 p.m., they found a massive structure resting awkwardly in the clearing. It was a saucer-shaped structure tilted on its side and looked just like an extraterrestrial object that had crashed accidentally. Its surface was dotted with multiple bright lights, some flickering as if they were glitching after a hard impact. Unlike any known aircraft, it looked seamless, metallic, and impossibly smooth. The UFO didn't have any visible wings, engines, or mechanical features. Whatever it was, it hadn't landed yet. It crashed. But then there was something else right in front of them. There were two figures standing in front of the fallen craft. The family was too far away to distinguish features, but the shapes were unmistakably humanoid. They were tall and thin and looked like humans. They didn't appear frantic or injured. Instead, they stood still, and it seemed like they were examining the damaged craft and checking the extent of the impact. The family was asking whether those beings were human at all. After all, it was nighttime, and the UFO was so far away. Within hours of being uploaded, the video began circulating across social platforms, news outlets, and UFO forums. Some viewers insist the footage is the most compelling evidence of extraterrestrial presence in years. Others say it's just a hoax. Skeptics are suggesting some possibilities, from misidentified forestry equipment to staged lights and costumed figures. They say that without close-up detail, it's too quick to determine that it was a UFO and the object was never seen there after the family left. Ufologists argue the opposite. They say that the craft's size, shape, and lack of recognizable aerodynamic structure are definitely not from Earth. Also, the figures move in ways that are inconsistent with people in suits. Ufologists also point towards the many UFO sightings that have happened in Chile recently, and this suggests that there's a pattern in this region. In 2025 alone, there have been major UFO sightings that experts are still struggling to understand. 2025 UFO sightings. In 2025, Chile has once again found itself in the spotlight after a series of mysterious aerial sightings and UFO encounters. The country has always been a hotspot for unexplained phenomena, and the UFO that crashed in Chile and was caught on camera isn't the only one. In late March, dozens of residents along the coast of Antofagasta reported seeing a strange, pulsating cylindrical object hovering over the Pacific Ocean. It showed a bright, flashing object on the horizon. Many beachgoers scrambled to film it, and the video quickly spread across social media, fueling widespread fascination and speculation. The same month, a more dramatic claim emerged from the Andean highlands. A family captured video of a stunning UFO hovering above the mountains. It had bright lights and strange movements and was found in the remote mountainous area of Chile. The story has gained traction among ufology communities. These 2025 sightings are right against a backdrop of continued attention on Chile's most UFO-associated regions. Areas like Cajón del Maipo and San Clemente seem to be among the world's most active for UFO activity and continue to stir intrigue. San Clemente is widely called the unofficial UFO capital of the world, with multiple reports of glowing orbs, strange lights, and unexplained aerial craft over its terrain. With all of these sightings, Chile had to create an official body for investigation, called Comité de Estudios de Fenómenos Aéreos Anómalos. With this UFO that crashed in Chile, scientists are comparing it to previous sightings that happened in Chile over the years. About 7 years prior, another major UFO was spotted that caught the attention of ufologists and investigators around the world. UFO spotted over Antofagasta. On the morning of 7th May 2018, over the skies near Antofagasta in northern Chile, the crews of 6 commercial aircraft, 5 operated by LATAM Airlines Group and 1 by Copa Airlines, saw a striking and unexplained aerial phenomenon. At the height of the Livorno air traffic control post, one pilot of the Copa flight transmitted that they could see 3 lights forming a triangle over the sea, saying that they didn't know what it was. The LATAM crews chimed in shortly after, revealing that they were seeing the same lights. One pilot saw that the lights were over the sea, while others noticed that the lights were increasing and decreasing in density. The pilot of Copa 174 urged a turn to the right because it seemed like they were getting closer to the lights. Over time, it became clear what they were seeing. The pilot of Copa 174 declared, "What a strange phenomenon! Now we have 3 lights in the shape of a triangle." These lights were also being tracked by other pilots, including one from LATAM 577, who placed them some 60 miles from Livorno. As CFAA investigated, they found the audio and video recordings, making the UFO sighting even more real. Antofagasta is already known for its strange sightings and has also been called Chile's Alien Alley. Skeptics are saying that they might have misidentified the lights, and it might be a secret or military aircraft, reflection effects over the sea, or other atmospheric phenomena. But with how coherent the reports from multiple crews were, and even the tracking radar, this is one of the most shocking UFO sightings in Chile. About 4 years before this, another shocking UFO sighting happened right in Chile. Chilean Navy spots UFO. In November 2014, a remarkable aerial incident involving the Chilean Navy captured attention around the world. On the afternoon of the 14th of November, a Navy helicopter, which is the Cougar AS-532, equipped with a high-definition forward-looking infrared camera, was conducting a routine coastal patrol. At around 4,500 feet and in clear horizontal visibility, the camera operator detected an unknown object right ahead of the aircraft. The crew consisted of an experienced pilot and technical camera operator and observed the object over a period of about 10 minutes. Visual and infrared footage revealed that the object was maintaining speed and altitude roughly equal to the helicopter. It was moving at about 240 kilometers per hour and was about 65 kilometers away. But they soon realized that this was a UFO when the two ground radar stations logged no contact with the craft, and the helicopter's onboard radar also failed to detect it. Air traffic control confirmed no authorized flights were in that airspace. Perhaps the most shocking element was that the craft was ejecting a hot plume or discharging an unknown substance while they were tracking it. The infrared imagery revealed these plumes as intense thermal signatures, making them wonder what this was. Right before their eyes, the object vanished into a cloud layer and left no trace. After this happened, the CEFAA carried out a formal investigation over 2 years, involving military, scientific, and aeronautical analysts. The then director of CEFAA had said, "We do not know what it was, but we do know what it was not." But just like the UFO that recently crashed in Chile back in 1998, something like this happened, and experts are still looking into it. Chilean Roswell UFO. In October 1998, the quiet town of Paihuano in Chile's Valle de Elqui became the scene of what many ufologists now call Chilean Roswell. On the afternoon of October 7th, residents watched in astonishment as a silvery craft, about 50 feet wide, appeared over Las Molacas Hill, and after hovering for a short while, you won't believe what happened next. It dramatically split into 2 sections and crashed, one piece on the hill's summit and the other a little further down the slope. Witnesses described the sound of the crash as like thousands of mirrors breaking. Residents say that in the hours that followed, heavy military activity descended on the region. Unmarked helicopters operated at night, lifting objects wrapped in metallic nets, and even worse, large trucks arrived and departed under cover of darkness. Some locals even found fresh gouges in the hillside, both prints and tire tracks, and painted stones left behind, perhaps as part of a cover-up. At the same time, anomalous phenomena unfolded across the region. Small earthquakes were felt, power outages occurred in surrounding towns, and television and radio broadcasts suffered unexplained interference. Even if official authorities later gave mundane explanations, like a weather balloon launch, no one believed that. It had all the makings of a typical cover-up. Skeptics say that there's no publicly verifiable debris, and many eyewitness accounts remain second-hand. But ufologists don't agree, but say that something strange definitely happened there, especially with all the helicopters and covert convoy movements. To this day, no one understands where the UFO went. Then, the year before that, another shocking phenomenon happened in Chile: Cajón del Maipo encounter. In 1997, deep in the rugged terrain of Cajón del Maipo, Chile, a lone mountaineer encountered one of the most astonishing UFO phenomena in the region. As he trekked near the frozen waters of Laguna El Morado, he saw 2 immense lights descending silently onto the surface of the lake. The lights crashed into the water, and then the entire basin was suddenly bathed in an unearthly glow that left him and his companions transfixed. The mountaineers saw the craft emerge from the depths of the water, with its metallic form distinctly visible, and 2 tall, humanoid figures were standing on the shore, watching. He said that the figures were of great stature and appeared unsuited to the surrounding wilderness, and their presence was just as strange as the craft itself. There were no engines or exhaust. It was just like a strange craft, and then it swiftly disappeared. The mountaineer, Claudio Paston, also revealed that the lights blinked out and the craft lifted away without a trace, vanishing into the high mountain night. This is one of the craziest Chilean UFO sightings in its history. Skeptics insist that the encounter might have been glacial lights, atmospheric reflections, or terrestrial wildlife, but it's hard to believe when he literally spotted a spacecraft crashing into water and aliens coming out. Meanwhile, In 1992, thousands of Chileans spotted UFOs at the same time, which is more credible than this sighting that had only one witness. Caso Cabo Valdez abduction. The case of Cabo Armando Valdez unfolded in the remote high-altitude plain of Pampa Luscuma, near Putre in northern Chile in 1977. Valdez was a corporal in the Chilean army, supervising a small patrol of conscripts, and was stationed at a makeshift guard post when two strange, luminous objects descended nearby. According to the patrol, around about 3:45 a.m., one of the watches warned them that two violet lights, one remaining aloft and the other closer to the ground, were visible. The men were terrified, extinguishing their fire and then taking defensive positions as Valdez walked toward the nearer object. Before they knew it, he vanished. 15 minutes later, he reappeared in a daze, saying the words, "You don't know who we are or where we come from, but we will return," before collapsing. His watch showed a date 5 days ahead, and although he was clean-shaven before he went in, he now had a full beard, as if he had been there for several days. This is one of the craziest and most referenced UFO stories in Chile. It stood out with its multiple witnesses and the dramatic anomalies in time loss and personal change. Ufologists say that this is a classic alien abduction scenario, involving entity contact, lost time, physiological changes, and a cryptic message. Sightings and recordings that point to real UFOs. With all the UFO sightings that we've spotted in Chile, experts are now focusing on the fact that UFOs might really exist. Experts are pointing towards some of the strongest evidence in Chile and around the world. When you look at the online videos we see today, with eyewitness accounts, military encounters, leaked footage, and dramatic interpretations of unexplained aerial events. Now, UFOs are being actively monitored by world governments, like the CEFAA in Chile, and now the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office in the U.S. Well-known military cases, like the 2004 Nimitz encounter, point more to why UFOs are real. There has even been more surprising material, including clips said to be taken from NASA missions, where a humanoid figure appears to walk across the lunar surface. Experts say that this might be evidence of long-standing secrecy, and that space agencies might have been withholding the true extent of extraterrestrial contact. Even apart from outer space, within our planet, there have been thousands of UFO sightings. One piece of footage shows a craft emerging from what appears to be a cave system, and this shows that alien bases might actually exist in remote parts of the planet. Once, a being that was captured in 2017 claimed to be a time-traveling human descendant. There have been sightings around the world that reinforce the idea of UFOs existing on our planet. Objects hovering near the Twin Towers were spotted, bright clusters of lights forming geometric patterns. There have been sightings in other countries aside from Chile and the U.S., including Brazil, Pakistan, Russia, Hungary, Peru, Australia, and other regions. And we can't forget the humanoid encounters. Figures have been spotted emerging from forests, glowing silhouettes near bodies of water, and underground entities glimpsed in caves. All of these suggest that there's something secret out there. Ever since the UFO crashed in Chile and was filmed, the world has been paying more attention to the UFOs in this country. Chile is already known for having a lot of UFOs, and this latest sighting is one of the craziest ones the world has seen. Do you agree with the skeptics or the ufologists on this sighting? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. So, thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.